Alright, good morning, class. This is the first of the two videos that you guys are going to watch today. This was just going to be a little short, about 10-minute one. And then the other one will be going over the other part of the stuff that's going to help you guys get ready for the test. So the test is going to be on Tuesday. Just going over some stuff for that. It's going to be open notes. But since it's going to be open notes, that means there's going to be no retakes. So just try your best on it. Use your notes. Make sure you know where all your notes are before the test starts or before you come into class. You'll have the whole period to do it. You should have enough time. If you want to do it on line paper, then post it on the assignment on Google. You could do that. Just make sure you do it before class is over. Because if it's late, I'm going to take off some points. Make sure you do it either on GoFormative or you can do it on paper and take a picture of it and post it on on Google before class is over. So you're going to test it Tuesday. Use your notes. I did remember we had a little review video yesterday. Also, make sure you have those notes and study those notes and the notes that you guys are going to take today, and that should help you be ready for the test. So, first of all, today though, I want to put up one problem for you guys to try doing your own first. So right here, I want you guys to write this on line paper. And you can label that line paper review for test also. So 1/9 divided by 1/48 divided by -8 times -36 plus 3 times 8 1/3. Alright, so this problem looks pretty complicated problem, but show you guys kind of like a little strategy. So well, here you use order of operations, right? Knowing order of operations, you gotta multiply or divide before you can do any addition. So you guys see that addition right here, right? What that kind of tells us is I gotta do all the multiplication division on the left side and do the multiplication on the right side before I can add. So it's kind of like these two separate problems that then you're gonna add together at the end to get a final answer. So remember order of operations, you gotta multiply or divide before you can add. So we're gonna do that addition part at the end. Actually, we'll go over this one together. If you want to pause the video and try doing your own first, if you can. If you're really kind of lost on how to start, you could just continue the video. Okay, so the first problem, we got 1/9. Remember how division, I had mentioned in previous video that you could change it to multiplication, but when you flip it, you gotta flip that 1/48. It becomes 48/1, right? But you don't gotta write that over 1. I could change the same thing with this division, change the multiplying. But then what am I gonna do with that -8? And now it becomes -1/8, right? Because remember, 8 is 8/1, but now you flip it so it becomes 1/8. Kind of like how when we change subtraction to addition, the following number becomes either negative or positive. This case here, when we're changing it from division to multiplication, we flip it. So 8, which is 8/1, becomes 1/8. But it's a negative, so make sure you put that negative there. That part is really important. I'm going to write that here. Then over here, I'm going to write... there's two ways you can do this part. We'll talk about that part after. Let's just do this left part, and then we'll do the right part, and then we'll add it up together. So here, main thing that I see students make a mistake on, you can still do this way and get the correct answer, but it's gonna be a lot harder. You don't have to multiply left to right when you're multiplying. Just like addition, you could choose any two you want to multiply together first. I don't want to multiply these two together because it's gonna get like kind of complicated fraction. You will want to choose two numbers to multiply together that will get rid of a fraction or make it a little bit easier. And that's this two right here. Because again, just remember 48 is the same as 48/1, right? Multiply these two because then you can easily cross cancel the 48 and 8. Or you can also tell that multiplying by 1/8 is the same as dividing by 8. So you're basically doing 48 divided by 8 here, which is 6, but it's a positive and a negative, right? Remember, if you got one of each, that means it's going to be -6. I could do the same thing with the 1/9 and the 36. This is basically like 36 divided by 9, if you actually did it out. Which gets you 4. But hopefully you guys do that part in your head. So 36 times 1/9 is just going to get you 4. Let's see. So we get 4 and what's all this here? And don't forget we got that -6. So what's -6 times 4? A negative times a positive is a negative, so we get -24. Alright, and then, so that's not our final answer, right? We got to do this part over here, and then whatever we get there, we add to the -24. Alright, we add that to -24 to get our answer. A couple ways I could do this. I could do 3 times 8. I could break apart that 8 and 1/3 to be 8 plus 1/3. And then do 8 times 3 is 24. Then 8 times 1/3 is 1. If you want to do that out, you can, but you can see that it's 1. Because it's just like 3 divided by 3 is 1. And we get 25, right? If you wanted to, I'll show you guys a different option. You can change that 8 1/3 to improper fraction. 8 times 3 is 24, plus 1 is 25. So we get 25 over 3 times 3 over 1. You cross cancel the 3's. And you also get 25. So either way you want to do it, this way, whichever one you want to do, that's fine. So we get 25 on the right. I'm going to erase this square. So on the left side of the addition sign, we got -24. On the right side, we got +25. All we got to do there now is add the two together and get +1. That's our final answer. So again, to summarize that up, we do this whole left side first. The left side of the plus sign first, all the multiplication and division there. Remember, you can change the division to multiplying, but then that means you got to flip that following number, right? And then do the same thing on the right side, or do the multiplication on the right side. Make sure you add it up. Make sure you check your signs, right? If you mess up somewhere on the signs here, you're going to get a completely different answer. So again, make sure you guys have that written down. Good practice over the weekend would be to cover up the answer. Try to do the problem on your own another time and see if you get the same answer, right? Alright, 2 more problems I want to go over on this video. If you guys go to page 120, so page 120. This is the first problem. This was your homework earlier in the week. Okay, with a lot of these problems, there's a lot of different ways you can do it. I'm just going to talk about maybe the most easy way, or one of the easier ways, using some of the strategies. So, once again, with that division, right? It's kind of hard to do -2 divided by 1/4, so we're going to rewrite it to multiply, but that means we got to flip the 1/4 to, or the -1/4 to -4/1, or just -4, right? Got that 5. From there, it's pretty easy. You're just multiplying everything. You could choose certain numbers to multiply together first, if you want. Right here, I'm going to do -2 times 5 first. That gets me -10. The reason I'm doing that, if you did different, that's okay, but the reason I'm doing that is because when you multiply any decimal with 10, that's easy because you're just moving the decimal over by 1, right? So 2.2 becomes 22. And a negative times a negative is a positive, so we got +22 times -4. That gets you negative 88. So make sure you guys have that if you didn't already. Alright, then go to page 121. We're going to just go over number 1 from 121. Let's see. Hold on. Alright, so again, this is the first problem on page 121. Walk you guys through how to do this, and you guys will check your answers on what you did for yours. And if you got a wrong answer and you already submitted your homework, you don't got to worry about fixing it and submitting it again. I'm just grading the homework based on you guys putting effort into doing it, not necessarily if it's all correct or not. So same thing before with the divisions, right? We're going to turn it to multiplying, but when we do that, we got to flip the fractions. And again, the 1 over 4 becomes 4 over 1, or just 4. From there, let's see. We can multiply these first two together first. Turn the 18 to 18 over 1. I can cross cancel the 2 and the 18. And we get negative 27, right? Times 4 times negative 1/7. We can go ahead and multiply those two together. Negative 3 times 4 is negative 12. And he's going to get us kind of... So we're not going to get a nice easy number here, but that's okay. Negative 12 times 4 is negative 48. And then from there, you probably need to use a calculator. I'm going to use one real quick. 48 times 27 gets you 1296 positive. Then you multiply that by negative 1 over 7. Here, so 7 doesn't even go into 1296 evenly, so it's okay if we just keep it like that. Positive times a negative is a negative, so you write your answer like that. If you change the decimal, that's okay also. But ideally, I want you to keep it as a fraction, since the decimal is going to be something that goes on for a while. So give you a hint on the test. So the test you will get a nice easy number. You won't get something complicated like that. So if you do, probably know you did something wrong. All right, so we'll end this video, and you guys are gonna go on to the next one, and that'll be it. Have a good rest of your day. Bye, everyone.